Welcome to viseNvincent, a shortcut to a good time. I'm Vice.
And I'm Vincent.
We'd like to welcome you back to another week here at viseNvincent. It's our second using our final actualized name.
Yeah, and I don't know why Cooper's talking so fast. We're not trying to rush or anything.
Sorry, I guess I'm just trying to get
through that title. So
get this information out so that we can talk more to our guest. We've got Wilson on again. This time he's actually up here close to the mic, and he's going to be talking.
Say things.
He's going to be talking to us the whole time. So why don't we go ahead and prove that he can? Say hi, Wilson.
Hello.
Thank you for being our first guest. That's actually a huge deal.
Yeah, especially jumping ahead of the list of some of those that we mentioned last week, such as Paul McCartney and Bill Belichick.
Or Elton John, who, if I'm going to have a piano player on my podcast, it's going to be Billy Joel. Sorry, Mr. John.
It's kind of blowing my mind that y'all chose me over any of those other people.
Yeah.
Was there anyone else in the running?
I mean, it's more of who wasn't in the running, really, because
we also had
who are some of the people that you kind of talk? Because we don't have interns yet, so we're handling all of this correspondence directly.
It's a lot of work. But one who I really enjoyed just getting to talk to over the phone, it was crazy, was Vin Diesel.
Oh, wow.
Because you and I are such a fan of the Fast and Furious series. I don't think we even mentioned over the podcast, but somehow he found out, and he wanted to come on, and he called me the other night and was like, hey, viseNvincent sounds like Vin Diesel, and I want to join that
trend. It does. If you were just looking at the name and you weren't really paying attention, it's probably pretty possible that you could just assume that it was Vin Diesel.
Yeah, I mean, if you mis-Googled, something could happen there, and who knows?
Miss Google. Is that Mr. Google's wife?
Yes. She doesn't usually get a lot of fans or popularity really talked about at all. No. Because Mr. Google gets all the credit.
Yeah,
but
he kind of gets the fame.
Miss Google kind of does the night shift.
Oh, definitely. She's sort of the after-hours Google.
From 6 a.m. till about 11, it's Mr. Google.
Yeah.
And then Miss Google does everything else.
Those are actually extremely limited hours for Mr. Google.
Yeah, he likes to take breaks. Long breaks, and just go to the beach, go to the lake. He likes to relax, kind of like another someone we know. That dude from The Bachelor, right? Doesn't he like that, wasn't it? Isn't his name Chris?
Yeah, Chris.
Yeah.
He's kind of constantly on island time.
Yeah, that's kind of Mr. Google, too.
Yeah.
Speaking of islands, and oceans, what was the name of the shark from the movie Jaws?
It was Bruce.
Bruce?
Bruce, yeah.
See, if I had named it, I would have named it Finn Diesel.
See, now that's very interesting to me because he wasn't famous yet when that movie came out.
Also, at that point, his name was Mark Vincent. Something that I discovered a few years ago when my dad got kind of bitter about the fact that Vin Diesel is famous and he has my dad's name, and he changed it to Vin Diesel. And my dad was like, what's wrong with Mark Vincent?
What was wrong with Bruce?
How did we get back to Bruce?
Oh man, I think a guest is exactly what we needed for this show. I think that things are going really well.
Yeah,
and I'm really glad that Wilson was our first guest because we're already having a heck of a time.
But another Mister who I am very excited about is Mr. Mardi Gras. He has come to town.
We kind of talked about him a bit at the end of last week's show. Yeah.
He just came in today, at least to our house. I mean, he's kind of been going on since January, but he came here last night, and we're gonna have a good time with him tomorrow night. Invite a bunch of friends over, have a good have a good party time with Mr. Mardi Gras and everyone.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. He already dropped off all of the great. He dropped off the beads and the masks and those chips that are so good.
I can't wait to wear those masks.
Taylor bought 3 masks for the 3 of us roommates to wear at the party. and Wilson sees the first mask. He just sees the first mask that he sees, and immediately
puts it on.
You put it on. You ask if it's
not
okay.
seeing any of the other masks that I bought yet. He just grabbed the first one.
Did you like that one, Wilson?
I got the short end of the stick.
Yeah, but
the mask game.
So you put that one on. You put it on your face, and then you saw the other two, and they were a lot better.
Yeah, and the first one didn't smell all that great.
What did it smell like?
I really don't know. It's just
like a party store, or like...
Yeah, and it's been in a cardboard box.
Right.
Going through the mail for a while, which it had.
Yeah.
Understandably, but it wasn't a good smell.
I understand. Did the others have that smell?
I didn't get to try on the other ones.
Well, but
you know that.
I guess, but you could have still smelled it.
You're trying to get a rise out of me, I can
I'm
tell.
not trying to... Look, I don't want you to feel sad about getting the worst mask of the bunch.
So you admit it. It's the worst mask.
I mean, yeah, definitely.
I would like to say that my purchases were pretty great on the masks, okay?
No, it's still a fine mask. It's just when you take a look at the three of them... Is there a way we can we link images somehow? I think we need to find a way to...
That's your prerogative. Okay, I don't care.
We have a weekend to figure this out, so
okay.
Sunday I'll take a look at it and figure out a way that we can link a picture of these three masks.
I mean, I just got three that were, number one, not all that expensive.
Yeah.
And number two, festive ones that weren't just the regular plastic ones that are very bland.
Yeah.
Those are for the guests.
Yeah.
And then
the peons.
Yeah, and then I got just a few that I thought y'all would like, or whatever, or whoever.
And I really like mine. Thank you for mine.
And I mean, I didn't specifically have who would get what. I just got three, and Wilson put on the first one he saw, and then I got the next one that I wanted, and Cooper got the next one, and it just so happened.
And I think that really teaches us the eternal Mardi Gras lesson, which is that greed is a demon, and Mardi Gras is about slaying your demons, and I think we know which demon Wilson needs to work on.
Having a bad mask?
No, not looking before you leap. Because I saw that second really cool mask and I knew I wanted it, but if you hadn't put the first one on yet, you could have made that claim because you were right over there. But you put that first one on your face and you were locked into that mask.
You know who else didn't look before they leaped?
Who?
Mr. Hitler.
Okay, so this is actually a great segue into a formal apology that we have to make because a couple of our most loyal fans pointed out to us that episode 3, last week's episode, was the first episode of our podcast where we didn't mention Mr. Hitler.
Yeah, and I just wanted to bring it up. It wasn't... It was only through fault of our own.
No, it was. I think we were being noble. I think we were just trying. I
was honestly afraid. I didn't want to talk too much.
Yeah, it's
too much hit.
Yeah, but as Dumbledore, I think, said, fear of the name increases fear of the thing itself.
Mm.
So if we're afraid of talking about it, what was that look you just gave me?
It wasn't. I'm not afraid of the name. Oh, go ahead, Wilson. I'm sorry.
I've seen all the Harry Potter movies, and I don't recall that.
No, I swear. Okay.
Maybe it's not Dumbledore, but that.
No. It's Hermione quoting Dumbledore.
That's right. That's a fact.
She fear of the name. No, I can't.
Don't do that.
No, because I do Beatles and after a couple years of doing Beatles impressions, I immediately jump to a Liverpool accent, so I can't I can't do Queen's English anymore. I can only do Cockney and Liverpool.
And that's what I love about you.
Aw. Valentine's Day may not be over. We kind of blazed right through Valentine's, didn't we?
I think mainly because I get so excited about Mr. Mardi Gras coming in.
That's true. We kind of forget about good old Cupid.
Yeah.
But I guess what I want to say is, retroactively, Taylor, will you be my Valentine?
Oh, thanks, Cooper. Yeah, retroactively, I will be your Valentine. Will you be mine?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm proud y'all had me on here to be the third wheel over any of those other famous people.
It's just okay, if we were to get Kanye on, he would be very upset that we didn't ask for him to be our Valentine, but we know that you understand.
I understand.
Taylor, hit us with a house fact.
Ooh, house fact number 2. Last week we talked about wainscoting. And
Yes.
I'm not going to explain it again because you can listen to that third podcast.
Yep.
But we talked about wainscoting. This...
Wainscoting.
Robots in disguise.
No, I was doing Wayne's World.
Oh, there you go.
That makes a little more sense.
Yeah, it does. Well, the way you said wainscoting sounded like Transformers.
Did it?
Yeah.
No, I mean,
But that's not even the... Transformers is like Transformers, not Transformers.
Oh.
It's a...
Then maybe that's always been my own interpretation of that song.
That's it.
Before we started recording, Taylor took me to the side and he let me know that any chance he got, he was going to try to turn something into the Transformers theme song. Anything that was slightly similar, he was going to change it.
I
So
see. And
I expect that probably a couple more times this episode.
which Transformers movie is your favorite, Taylor, since you're clearly a big fan?
Oh, the 2 with Megan Fox in it.
Okay, so the first 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah.
I like the...
I don't really know what goes on in those movies.
I like
just
the
like
second
watching
one
Megan Fox.
because Shia LaBeouf kisses a robot.
Yeah, that one's super weird.
A hot blonde robot,
Yeah.
and then they start to kiss.
Yeah, and then Megan Fox walks in and is like,
And
hey, what's
why-
wrong with you? And he's like, it's a robot. And literally, like, this robot tongue is, like, doing weird things. It's weird.
Sorry,
It's a weird movie.
we should save this for our other podcast, Autobot Talk.
Yeah.
But back to our house.
back to the house.
Yeah,
I was
go
gonna,
ahead.
I was gonna say, like, speaking of Transformers, when I was little, one thing I would do is like would go with my family to Blockbuster Video.
Sure.
And I would always
Blockbuster.
Rest in peace.
rest in peace, Blockbuster. I would always rent out the Transformers VHS tapes.
Transformers, robots in disguise.
There you go, number 2.
And I did not like Transformers. But every time we went to Blockbuster, I was like, they had like some deal where you could rent 2 VHS tapes. So I get one of something I wanted and I get a Transformers tape.
So were you just like, I really think I should get into Transformers?
I'd seen ads and I was like, I need to get into Transformers. It's what the cool kids are into.
But it would just
I never did. I'm not a Transformers
So is this
fan
like
to this
one of the
day.
TV shows or like the movie from the 80s? Like
This is the cartoon TV show.
Okay.
And I believe there were like TV movies, but it was like straight to VHS or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, kept trying to break into the cartoon Transformers scene. Couldn't get into it.
All right. We keep digressing, Taylor. I need that house fact.
I apologize there, Cooper, but so where was I? Yeah, wainscoting we talked about. Tonight I wanted to hit you with drumroll, please. Shiplap.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. So this is I don't understand how I've never understood how to spell it until I got a text from some a fine lady in my life, my mother, Wendy Vincent. She texted it to me. I'm like, oh, that's how you spell it, and it's basically it's kind of just a piece of wall, a wall design. Like you know how you've got wallpaper,
Yeah.
you've got just regular wall, and you know
I'm familiar.
and then
There are 4 of them in this very room.
yeah, and you can change it up and do different things. But shiplap is just like this wooden look that it looks like you're in a ship, like a pirate ship. Kind
I
of.
see.
And I mean, it's very popular nowadays for some
Yeah.
reason. Like it's cute, I think.
Well, I think, and here's another episode where I talk about something that I have no authority on, but I feel like a big trend in sort of home decoration is sort of form over function, where things look real good but aren't super comfortable or cozy.
Right. Well, so yeah, not to get too far ahead with house facts, but a big thing nowadays is like open face concepts or open house concepts, because you want to like walk in the door and your house feel like big and open, and so they like take out a bunch of walls or something that might get in the way of that happening.
Right.
And so basically your house is one big room, and that's like an open floor concept or whatever. And open floor concepts and shiplap, that's kind of what the kids want nowadays.
Okay. Anybody, the who's who of home design are doing an open face shiplap kind of thing?
That's exactly right.
How does wainscoting come into all of this?
Wainscoting will come and go.
That's that's an old, that's the rock and
it's
roll.
It's an oldie, but
yeah,
goodie.
yeah, okay, I feel. Well, before we sort of go into our main topic of the night, I'd like to move over to our ad corner. Today's sponsor is actually the United States government, because we have to issue a retraction on last week's sponsor. So, the keen listener will know that last week we had Nelson's Fake Tears on as our sponsor. And we gave some great testimonials about Nelson's and, why we really like the product and all that. Turns out, those drops, after giving you a brief amount of that perfect moist eye you need to convince anybody that you're crying, leads to incredible dryness of the pores and eyes, to the point where there were people sort of itching their eyes out.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and so...
Did you hear any cases?
Not personally.
Oh, man.
But, it's like...
Maybe
like rumor on the... It's like the...
Are you okay? I know we got some. I haven't felt anything yet.
I'm good. I think maybe it was a bad batch or something. But the point is that Nelson's is no more. And
that's so sad.
Since we were taking money from them, we're sort of in a weird place legally. So we've got to...
I'm about to cry for real right now. Have some real tears.
Maybe Nelson's was inside of us all along.
Oh.
I don't think that'll hold up in court, but
yeah.
There's a Nelson's bottle, and Taylor just sat down.
Wait, what?
He's not really.
Wait, what?
He's not really crying.
Wait, you're still using Nelson's?
No. I don't know what you're talking about.
I just saw you put down the container.
Wilson,
Taylor,
guys,
these have been retracted. Also, you got the Nelsons that come in a bag?
Yeah. You didn't?
You've got to throw... I'm throwing these away right now, okay? Here's the sound of me throwing them away. Right into the trash can. Don't... Hey, hey, okay.
It's
now,
not real. It's not really sad.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Okay.
Anyway.
Hey, you don't have to worry about, not feeling like you can't, show your emotions well. It's okay. We understand. We're your friends. So you don't have to use these crocodile tears that may give you, eye cancer or something, because we understand you.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, man. This federally ordered retraction of a sponsored ad really turned out to be a great little moment of this episode.
It's kind of making me cry.
Wait. Wilson, what is that behind your back? You're using them too? Wilson!
No!
These are the XL ones. These are the super, super expensive ones that I've got right here in my hands.
Wilson.
Why did you think you needed to use these?
I wanted to show you guys I cared.
Dude, we know you care.
You didn't need to get Nelson's to show us you care, Wilson.
Man, this is really making me start to kind of tear up a bit. I just don't know. I think that...
Cooper!
What? No! It's not what... Those were the ones that I took from you.
Cooper?
I took those from you.
Okay, guys, we obviously all need some intervention.
Oh, man.
None of us can use Nelson's anymore. They're being recalled. We obviously all love and understand each other very much. And that's why we're roommates. We don't need Nelson's for us to be roommates, guys.
No, you're absolutely right. I'm sorry for trying to trick you guys.
Vin Diesel never would have done this. I apologize.
He wouldn't have though. Because he
Neither
would
have
actually
Pet
cry.
Shark Vin Diesel would have used them either.
I don't think sharks can cry.
I just wanted to say it again.
All right, so that was our ad segment.
Thank you from our sponsor, Mr. Government.
Yeah, thank you, Mr.
USA, Mr. Sam.
Mr. Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
Which actually sort of works as a segue into our next topic, which is embarrassing childhood stories.
How so? Is that a segue, Cooper?
Because our friend Wilson once sort of forgot about the existence of Uncle Sam and tried to create his own 4th of July character. Wilson,
Wow.
do you want to tell us some more about this?
Yeah, so, like Cooper said, I wanted to come up with a new, like, holiday character that everyone would know and love.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, what should I do? I came up with the idea in the summer, so I was like, okay, I'll come up with one for the 4th of July.
Now, had you forgotten about Uncle Sam, or you thought you could do a better one?
I didn't even think of Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
I mean, he is nowadays. I feel like he was very much a popular guy, for the wartime, for World War I, World War II.
Right.
And then we just kind of.
He's more
there.
he just shows up in cartoons and stuff now. So it's okay that you didn't remember.
That's fine.
So do you remember anything about your new 4th of July character?
So I knew what I wanted the character to be. It was gonna be a guy who dressed in like American flag stuff, which should have probably tipped me off.
Because that's kind of his exact modus operandi.
Oh man.
And he would bring 4th of July themed presents to people.
Like fireworks?
No.
What other 4th of July present is there?
I was looking through an Oriental trading catalog at like little 4th of July mini footballs or like American flag trinkets. And so I ordered a bunch of stuff, like $20 worth, which was a lot when I was little. And I got the package later. I want to say it was after the 4th of July. And I got the package and I started passing them out. And people were like, what is this? What is this
This is
for?
garbage.
And I realized I didn't come up with a name for like the character for 4th of July. And I didn't call him Mr. 4th of July.
Mr. 4th of July.
And
not,
so that...
not even like Mr. Independence or something.
It wasn't anything cool. Not a bit of this was
Just
cool.
super basic. Mr. 4th of July.
And that's why there's a box somewhere of all the stuff people wouldn't take of Oriental Trading 4th of July toys.
Like in your basement or something?
It's probably like scattered around all over the place because I used the stuff. I ended up playing with it.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? You just bought $20 worth of it and no one will take it.
Yeah.
What about you, Taylor? Do you have a good one?
Well, for as far as like stories
Like an
go,
embarrassing
story.
story.
Well, yeah, these are embarrassing childhood stories for a reason, because kids are dumb.
Kids
and they
are,
do dumb things. Not that I'm trying to, like, I don't know, justify myself for, like, rational, but, anyway. So I don't know how old I was young. And, when, like, your mom tells you, like, oh, don't touch the stove, it's hot, and then you're like, oh, I want to touch the stove, see if it's hot.
You idiot, you don't know what you're talking about. You have to find that out for yourself.
Yeah, so that was kind of the age I was at. I don't remember what exactly, but that's sort of like
16.
Yeah, 16. I could drive.
Young boy.
Yeah. And one night it was So this was back in Alabaster. This was before we were, obviously, because I lived in Alabaster.
Since you were a little tiny.
Yeah, sorry. That was a dumb clarification.
It's okay.
But back in the old house, and we had a fireplace. We didn't use it a lot, but it was wintertime, and it was on. And it was getting real cozy, and I just sat real close, and I was like, man, this is really nice. No one else was around. I don't know what was going on that night. I don't know if Caroline was, going and playing with whatever she does, and my parents in their room. I don't know what was going on, but I was by myself near the fire at the hearth in our house, and I thought it would be a good idea to get even closer, because I just couldn't handle any part of me being cold at that moment. I was like, I really need that good flame. Which is a
problem you still have.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've not grown out of this problem, but I at least am smarter about it.
Right.
So yeah, I was just like, I can't get enough of this flame. What is hotter than actual flame? So those
Nothing.
those kind of like iron holdings that hold like logs and stuff. So there was like one of those things in our fireplace, and so I just thought to myself, you know what? I'm not gonna get closer to the flame. I'm gonna stick my body part, specifically my toes, near that good iron holding, and I just keep reaching in there with my toes, and I hit it, and my whole big toe like immediately grew 3 times the size.
Whoa.
And I like yelled and screamed like, it's so hot. And, I run to my parents and I'm like, Mom, Dad, something happened. And they're like, well, what happened? I'm like, my toe. And
my toe grew so 3 sizes this day.
And they were just like, well, what do you do? I'm like, I stuck it onto the thing. They're like, well, you idiot. And obviously, we put a you're a kid, they put Band-Aids on everything. They put a Band-Aid on it and, run some cold water over it. And, that's how I learned that fire's hot, and even everything in the fireplace is hot.
That's very nice.
Thank you. You can, I think most of that's true. You can ask my mom for
I'll
fact
certainly
check.
fact check.
Yeah.
I've got a good one. This one is more of just me being conniving, I guess. I'm embarrassed by it now, but it wasn't really me being stupid more than it was being very manipulative of just like a kind-hearted friend of mine. In third grade, I was for pretty much all of my childhood, I was super into Harry Potter. Loved Harry Potter. It was my favorite thing for the first 15 years of my life, basically. And third grade, Goblet of Fire, the movie, had just released. And
was it that long ago?
Yeah, 2005, dude.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And 12 years ago. It's flown by. Anyway.
Yeah, I've heard of 12 Years a Slave, but 12 years since Goblet of Fire came out? That's ridiculous.
Just uncanny.
And so that had just come out, and that one is like the one with the Triwizard Tournament, where they've got the 4 people competing for the Magic Cup and all that. And they would make these like replicas of the wands,
right?
And they're made out of like there's like a hard plastic or something like that, like a resin. And I had gotten the little leaflet with all of the new stuff from Goblet of Fire when I got the DVD.
Right.
They would just kind of tuck those in. And
I got that with the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah. And one of the things that was on it was a sort of it was the 4 wands of the 4 Triwizard Tournament champions. So it was like Harry and Cedric and all the rest. And I wanted it.
Right.
But it was like $120 or something like that. Because it was 4 of these really nice little Harry Potter wands. And so I like talk about it with some of my friends. And there's this one kid. And I feel really bad because I don't remember his name either. But this super sweet kid who I never like hung out with this guy outside of school or anything. Like he wasn't a bestie. But he was just this really kind dude. And I like told him like, hey, if we could figure out a way to like pay for this, we would we'd be able to get them, and I could take one and you could take one, and then like 2 other people who would help us could take the other 2. And he was like super into it. Right. Whereas most people would just be like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm 7. I can't help you with that.
Right.
I don't have money. This dude the next day at school brings in this giant Ziploc bag of like dimes and nickels and quarters that amounted to like $35.
No way.
It was massive. He like didn't bring anything else in his book bag except that day. And so of course our teacher notices immediately.
Big thing of change.
And she doesn't know that I'm involved yet because she just sees me with it. So she like at snack or whatever, she like drags him over like privately to go have a word with her. And so like 5 minutes pass, and he comes, sits back down. The change is still up there with her, and then she calls me over there, and she sits me down, and she tells me, Cooper, you can't like trick your friends into like giving you money. Which is what I had done, because this was not the intentional thing. I wasn't I wasn't grifting this dude. Yeah. But I know exactly what would have happened. I would have taken his money and never gotten the other like $60 or whatever I needed, and I would have just kept it. And I probably would have lied and said, "It's coming. I don't know. I put in the order. I don't know what's up." And he would have just been
waiting. Hopefully,
I could have done that until May, and then I never saw him again. So I almost got him. And again, this wasn't like the plan, but it's just how, based on myself as an 8-year-old kid, that's what would have happened. And so I'm very thankful to Mrs. Swindle for kind of preventing that from taking place, because that was just a really awful thing for me to do.
Yeah, it's kind of an ironic name.
Oh yeah, Miss Swindle. Yeah, it's actually very ironic. Her name was the very thing she was preventing me from doing.
Yeah, wow.
Hypocrite.
Did you say hippogriff, which is a magical creature from Harry Potter?
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah. Are you excited for Oliver Woodstock coming up again pretty soon this summer?
I can't wait. I know you're addressing Wilson, but I can't wait.
Oliver Woodstock is an annual Harry Potter marathon that I do every summer. I started it this summer will be my 4th year doing it, and Taylor came for the first one,
and then I missed
because you moved.
Yeah,
and
I moved.
You weren't there in the summers, and then I actually got Wilson to come to the latest one, and he watched all 8 Harry Potter movies in 48 hours for the first time.
Wow, what a time! How was that for you, Wilson?
Yeah, did you enjoy it?
Because I watched them throughout my childhood when they came out, but all at once for 48 hours. I don't know if I would actually enjoy that.
It was intense, but I enjoyed it.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was really happy that you like came down for that and like seemed to enjoy yourself and stuff, and like it was a good time. And this year it'll be better.
Is Vin Diesel coming to this year's? or Bruce?
Maybe. Or Bruce.
Speaking of that, I just realized
Bruce is dead.
So much of our
AKA Finn Diesel.
Oh.
I just realized a lot of our planning and events revolve around movies, because Oliver Woodstock, and then this Disney thing we got going on with that order. And speaking of Vin Diesel, the Fast and the Furious Chapter 8 comes out this year, and
of the Furious.
And Cooper and I, this is probably content enough to talk about for another podcast.
Yeah.
But we did a thing where we started watching the Fast and Furious sarcastically, because we didn't understand why people liked them so much, because there's the first few were
like really dumb,
really bad
drag racing movies.
And the acting is horrible. And so we just couldn't understand why people loved them. And then as we got towards the end, like, we were so invested with these characters and the story, and we truly, without any hint of irony, love the Fast and Furious series. And we are going to watch all 7 before the 8th one comes out.
Yeah, like
8th one comes out.
Possibly in one sitting, which is going
to be
it's going
to be insane.
So we'll probably do an episode based on that in April or whatever. Of great. Okay, trying to backtrack. We covered
Yeah,
a
sorry,
lot of... No, it's okay.
We were
Wilson,
doing embarrassing stories.
Yeah. Wilson, you had a couple more. Is there another one you want to tell?
Yeah, Mr. Guest, what you got for us?
Mr.
Yeah,
Guest.
I do want to go ahead and tell the story of trying to remember my embarrassing stories from childhood.
That's a good one.
Whoa, meta.
Yeah, I texted my mom and I said, do you have any good embarrassing stories you remember from my childhood? And she just texted back, shouldn't be too hard.
Oh,
Which is just such a good burn.
Yeah, it's a good mom burn.
Yeah.
On their child. That's always good to do. Healthy for the relationship, I think.
So was there another
was there any golden nuggets in what she gave you?
Good?
Well, one I've been thinking about for a while is the album I recorded when I was little. I had just figured out how to use the sound recorder on the computer, and I recorded in one day an improv a cappella album.
Ooh, that sounds really good.
No instruments. I just clicked record on the computer and started singing. And I've never sung since because the songs are bad. So, some stuff I remember about it is that it was probably 7 or 8 tracks.
Yeah.
There's a lot to that CD that exists somewhere, and I hated it so much. My brother burned extra copies. My brother burned extra copies of the CD just to, I don't know, make me feel worse about having recorded it. The album, my artist name I released it under was Mad Dog.
Tell me that's 2 Ds? Or 2 Gs or something like that?
Or a W or...
No, it's the words mad and dog run together.
Okay. So it's kind of like 2 Ds because if it's one word. But...
Yeah, but not actually cool.
Oh.
And the album was self-titled, so it was Mad Dog by Mad Dog. An 8-track improv a cappella album by a 6-year-old.
Wow, that sounds adorable.
It sounds a little bit better than some of today's music. Am I right, fellas?
You're so right, Cooper.
I just really don't understand this pop trash that the tweens listen to.
Pop trash.
It's
all... those hip beats that get you moving.
Yes.
I just don't enjoy that.
Hey, you two, get out of here. Sorry, those were our friends, Icky and Sticky. They hate modern music and they kind of sneak into the studio sometimes.
Yeah, sorry about
that.
Get
out of here.
Get out of here, guys.
All right. Sorry for that interruption, Wilson. They're very rude.
Okay.
I had allergies or really itchy eyes because of my allergies. And
Too many Nelsons?
Too many Nelsons.
Okay.
And so anyway, my eyes were itching, and for some reason, me as a very little kid decided the best option was to pull out all my eyelashes.
What?
So little me had itchy eyes.
What?
And I pulled out all of my eyelashes, and I just had no eyelashes.
Top and bottom?
Top and bottom. Both eyes.
What good does that do? Your eyes
I don't know. Itch. The thing is, it hurt when I pulled them out, too.
I can't imagine.
So anyway...
Yeah, what did your parents have to say about this?
My mom was not a fan. I also wasn't. It wasn't a good thing that I did.
Sure.
I didn't do it, pull out all my eyelashes and go, oh, this is nice.
Did you get through all of them?
Yeah, they were all gone. There were no eyelashes.
You were an eyelash-less child.
What's the time span on this? How long did it take you from your first one to getting rid of them? Was this one sitting?
This was I went to bed and the next morning I had no eyelashes. Because I did it before I went to sleep.
Then how long did it take to grow back?
Not super long, actually.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna pull out an eyelash right now just to see what it's like. I can't. It's actually
this is
really
great for the audio.
Yeah,
listeners.
this is really really good like audio. It's actually super. I can't do it. Like my body is like stopping me from doing it. I think it's one of those things where like
just
we were talking
a really
about,
stupid kid has
yeah,
to do it.
Yeah, like about the fire thing that Taylor did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In the fireplace. You just your mind hasn't built like this protective coating around yourself yet, so you're able to do dumb things like that.
Oh man!
All right, so your mom was not a fan.
No, so the next morning I just come downstairs and I don't have any eyelashes.
I'm sorry.
And
Continue.
and you know, as you'd expect, she was very surprised and not very happy that I did it because my eyes itched.
Right.
And so
It just looked kind
and
of.
I was like, sorry, like that's just what happened. So she said, here's how we'll keep you from pulling out any more eyelashes. You're gonna wear clear swimming goggles all day. So you'll hit the goggles before you start to pull an eyelash.
So you got like a little dog cone for your eyes.
Yeah.
That's like
essentially.
It's like like your dad catches you smoking cigarettes, so you have to smoke a whole pack almost. Although I guess no, that's not exactly true. I guess
I feel like that would be like if I pulled out all my eyelashes and my mom was like, well, you gotta go all the way, and I had to pull out my head of hair.
That's true. I guess that's a better way to put it. God, that's crazy.
And
yeah, you're insane.
She joked about it and called me Alien Eye Boy. Because aliens don't have eyelashes.
No, definitely not.
Did you look like an alien?
Admittedly, I did.
Are there any evidential pictures of this?
There's no way she didn't just like take a photo of my eyes.
We gotta
Could you
that.
ask her about it?
I will.
We gotta dig deep for this.
We don't have to. We won't post it or anything. I just want to see it.
I mean, I'd be fine with it being the podcast logo.
Oh man, like a cool drawing of like.
I feel like that might turn people away.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it definitely would.
Because right now it's like a very inviting picture of a cabbage.
Oh yeah.
And
I like that cabbage.
Yeah, it's just kind of welcoming. Like, oh, this is a fresh, clean podcast.
Not so delicious, but still good for you.
Yeah, like
somehow.
It's not tasty, but it does you right. Yeah, it does you right. It enriches your life, and that's kind of what I think viseNvincent, a shortcut to a good time, is
all about.
Just like a tasteless, barely filling consumption.
Yeah.
That you're told is good for you, but who really knows what the actual benefits are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just like us.
Just like us.
I think that may
just
be a
about
good.
Does it.
Yeah. that
I like. Yeah, I want to end on the Alien Eye Boy.
Yeah, Wilson, thank you for coming on and telling us these stories ranging from funny to really private, like interesting things about
almost masochism things about your life.
Yeah, but I don't. Like dumb kid stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I stuck my whole foot into a fireplace, so, dumb kids.
Yeah.
We're dumb kids, but
we're
all grown up now.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me on. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, you're probably. I would hazard a guess that you'll probably be our most. We're gonna have you on a lot.
Unless Vin Diesel comes in here.
And he'll probably be a sub for some episodes.
Oh, yeah, I would say definitely. If one of us can't do one, then you're pretty much our first choice to kind of take that co-host slot.
Right.
But only for that episode. Don't try to, kick me out or something.
Don't finagle your way in.
Yeah. Any parting words, Taylor?
I just hope everyone has a super wonderful, fantastic Mardi Gras, because by the time this is posted, the next day will be Mardi Gras.
It'll be Mardi Gras Eve.
That's all. I can't stop talking about it, so I just hope everyone has a great day. And then, a good Lent if you're about that life.
Well, I think that anybody who has some funny childhood-related stories to share should comment or send it to us. It can be public, it can be private, just anything that any of the stories we've told, if it kind of puts, a memory in your head. Tell us what it is. We want to know what our stuff is making you think about.
And then we can do
maybe
like
share.
talk
maybe
if you're
share
okay
some
with
of
that.
Yeah.
We could talk
like,
about it on the
let
next
us
podcast.
know. Like, hey, do you want us to read this? And if we think it's good for the show, we'll read it.
Yeah,
Be a nice little segment at the beginning of the next episode, which may also have a guest.
yeah, but we're really getting long-winded here, so we need to wrap this up.
Yeah, let's go ahead and shut her down. So, Wilson, if you want to say bye first, and then we'll do our sign off.
All right, bye.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Well, I was Vice.
And I was Vincent.
This has been
Vice and Vincent,
a shortcut to a good time. Good night.
Good night.